Avengers the run game. Can the Eagles get Saquon Barkley back on track in the running game against this vaunted Denver defense? And you think about the difference between Saquon last year averaging about 4 yards a carry before contact. Now he's down to 1.8. They have to figure a way to get explosive plays out of Barkley. Their offensive line is banged up. Dickerson has been banged up. I thought he was going to lose it for the season, but he's been hurt. Johnson's been hurt. They haven't done a great job of sticking on blocks. But this game is going to be something to watch. I love the Eagles. I love the Broncos. It's going to be a big game. Law and order. Let's go to Monday night. The Chiefs and the Jags. I don't think anybody thought this was going to be a barn burner. It possibly could be. You think about Mahomes, what they did to the Ravens last week, it's big time. And then you have the Jags upsetting the 49ers, in my opinion. But this Jags team, they can get after you up front. They got a great front four. Mahomes is going to have to be protected. He's going to have to put the ball and keep the ball out of harm's way. And then can Trevor Lawrence on the other side of the ball with Travis Etienne and some of their explosive plays make enough to make it happen against those Chiefs?
I was expecting there to be a gavel sound effect on that, like from Law and Order. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. With some coming attractions also comes some critiques. That's where our guy Dominique Foxworth also comes in. So, Nick, Avengers run game, 2 thumbs up or 2 thumbs down?
Well, 2 thumbs up for the run game, but also let's point out before we get to that Jeff got on a fancy shirt today, and that is a risky attire for Jeff. He is a regular old Lil Nas X with that action right there. You look great. I'm proud of you. I'm impressed. But, I mean, obviously the run game really matters for everything that the Eagles want to do from their offense to their defense. They, last couple of weeks, have been fortunate to have explosive plays through their special teams with block punts and block field goals. They're going to need to get back to getting those explosive plays from their running attack because that's when they are at their best and unbeatable. And we would all love to see that run game and Saquon Barkley return. Like, that man was doing backward hurdles last year. Like, now he can't get past the line of scrimmage. Like, I bring back the reverse hurdle, Saquon.
Agreed. And listen, we know, Nick and I talk about this all the time, explosive plays is the #1 factor in wins and losses in the NFL. Saquon, big plays, explosive plays, made the Eagles season go last year. They got to get back to that and find a way to do that for this season to be what it is. And look, first world problems. They're 4-0. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
They're going to get some matchup issues, or not issues, but I'm really looking forward to the matchup between the cornerbacks that the Broncos have and Riley Moss and Patrick Surtain going up against those top-level receivers on the other side of the ball for the Eagles. The Eagles have had trouble getting that passing game off the ground, and they're going to get easier this week.
4-0, and we're complaining
Riley
about
Moss,
Saquon
let's
Barkley.
go.
Really like a luxury.
By the way, Neek, when you make movies like Jeff Saturday, you can wear power shirts like that.
Oh, there you go.
Good, right?
We got to get you some Paisley. Get you some Paisley.
Both. I would say a little bit of both, in my opinion. I don't love – he's getting targeted. The idea that he's not getting targeted to me is a misnomer. You go back and look, he's getting his fair share of targets. Now, are they quality targets? Like, we can get into that all day, right? Like, are the routes they're asking him to run fair, against the coverage? I mean, he ran 2 hitches against Cloud, which is insanity, ridiculous, right? It should have been interception the other way. So there's some things I'm sure he's frustrated with, but targets are not one. Like, he's getting his share of ball coming to him. They are struggling running the football. And that to me, their offensive line has not played nearly as well. I think
is that Lane being injured?
Lane injured, Dickerson's injured. I was afraid he was going to be lost for the season. And he comes back, but you can tell he's banged up. And so they're not pushing the line of scrimmage like they did last year. And the truth is, in the NFL, explosive plays are the most important stat. People talk about, turnovers, which are important. Explosive plays make up today's NFL. And they got so many of them through Saquon last year in the run game that benefited them and allowed them to play fairly risk-free from the passing game. Now they're kind of stuck. And, by the way, let's couple that with they got a brand-new coordinator. Again, So you got to, not that he hadn't been in the building, but it's still getting your feet wet and figuring out what the rhythm of an offense should be and will be for our offense. I think all of that takes time. So I got a little bit of concern. 4-0 is, you should be smiling and, and happy, and they are, I'm sure, but there are some things they need to improve because their goal is the Super Bowl, right? It's like when you compare the Chiefs to anybody. It's not good enough because what your expectations are, but they won 20 out of 21 games. Like, how can you be upset with that? Like, give me a freaking break. Like, first world problems, man. I'll take them.
Well, let's marry those two together. If explosive plays are the most important stat, well, then are the Chiefs in trouble? Because they had, I believe, the second fewest explosive plays last season.
Yeah.
The offense looking pedestrian again. I know missing some pieces, but they've been able to string together 2 wins against the Giants and the Ravens to pull to 500. But do you still see warning signs there with that Chiefs offense?
So I think everybody got super excited after they beat up on the Ravens and, scored what they scored, just under 40, 30-something, 37,
37.
maybe 37. Yeah, so they have a great. Worthy looks fantastic, right? Travis Kelce looks like he got in a time machine. He's lighting it up, running all over. And then you go, they played the Ravens. And where it used to be like, man, they played the Ravens. Right now, no one is saying that. And so they looked really good. But the Ravens don't create pass rush mismatches. They don't do the things that give the Chiefs problems. So, of course, right? And then I've said this a number of times. The Chiefs have won a lot of games the last 2 years because of their defense. And make no mistake, this game was very similar. This defense got after Lamar Jackson. They got after Derrick Henry. They got after, Justice Hill runs a big run late to get, that game was, it was over, man. That thing was washed. So I'm not afraid like Kansas City's not going to make the playoffs, hear me in the right way. But if your standard is winning a Super Bowl, their offensive line has to play better. And they have to be able to run the football. Both things they could do against Baltimore. Baltimore defense ain't traveling right now, so they got to do this against the best defenses they're going to face as the season progresses.
We're talking with ESPN NFL analyst Jeff Saturday here on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. You'll see him at 8 a.m. Eastern on Get Up. I want to go back to something that you guys were just talking about. You mentioned that you didn't like that A.J. Brown took it to social media and kind of things went out of house. It triggered a thought. There is a famous sideline battle between you and Peyton Manning, screaming at each other on the sidelines.
Yeah.
You played on one of the most important teams in the history of the NFL, and you and the Patriots during that era were the teams. How did you go about keeping things in-house when we all saw that?
Yeah, we just don't talk. We don't talk about it to the press. I mean, the bottom line is whatever we felt, we took it inside. And, if you thought that was rough, you should have seen some of the practice conversations Manning and I had with each other.
How
right?
bad were they?
They're intense because I'm type A, I'm a leader. He's type A, he's a leader, and we're gonna cross ways, right? There's certain ways I want to do things, certain ways he wants to do things. So you're gonna have those, but we both understood we cared about the betterment of our team over individual accolades. And that's what I always appreciated about him. And I knew he was coming from that spot. And I was as well. Now, we may not agree on how we got to get there, but we would have those conversations. And I felt like it's therapeutic, right? Like they need to be said. What I don't want to do is have every teammate go address it for the rest of the season or for the rest of the next 3 weeks as a distraction. I can deal with it with just him, right? Or just whoever I need to have that conversation. And again, A.J. Brown is an absolute monster. I mean, and he is an absolute beast, and he is a massive part of that offense and will continue to be. I think the frustration, is let's just go in house and have the conversation with Nick or Jalen or whoever you need to have it with, instead of letting everybody kind of come up with their own idea of why you're saying it.
Talking to Super Bowl champion ESPN NFL analyst Jeff Saturday on Sportsmanlike. And Jeff, I want to spin this thing forward to Week 5. Joe Flacco leading the league in turnovers. There have been reports that the Cleveland Browns are considering playing the rookie quarterbacks. Dylan Gabriel would get first crack. Curious from your perspective, how would you handle the quarterback situation moving forward with the Browns?
I would probably move on. And I love Joe Flacco, but at some point you need to realize what you have, right? Like, are these the guys in your building that are going to carry you in the future? And if not, what are we going to do? And whether that's Gabriel, whether that's Sanders, I have no idea. I don't know either, other than what you see in preseason, which you and I know means absolutely nothing. No. But it's a tough week, right? Like, you're going to go go out. They play the Vikings, right?
Vikings in London.
Yeah, Flores, right? Like, is that where you want to start him? I mean, there's never like a good time, but he gives you some opportunity to maybe move out of the pocket, do some different things. And it would be one thing if you're saying Flacco is keeping us in games or winning games. The truth is they have put the defense in, way behind the chains, and it's difficult to overcome those when you can't score. They're wasting the defense, and that's the truth of it. And so why not hope for like the Jackson Dart phenomenon, right? Well, where he can go through for 100 yards, but your defense is so good that you win the game. You know what I mean? The
vibes, the enthusiasm around change.
All that. The energy in the building changes, and for whatever reason, and I don't know that that's the case with Dylan Gabriel versus Jackson. I have no idea. But if you feel like you could get a spark, I would do that, just because, to your point, it's not like Flacco's just lighting it up and keeping us in games. He just has not played well this season.
Well, Jeff, let's stay in that division. We're having the conversation about who the Cleveland Browns quarterback should be and will be for the rest of the season. We know the Ravens are absolutely decimated. Lamar dealing with an injury.
Yep.
The Bengals without Joe Burrow. All of a sudden, the AFC North is the Steelers for the taking in a big, big way. Do they have no excuses not to get it done?
No excuses. And they played well last week. Like, their defense got after it. They played great run defense, which was they got after Minnesota, played that physical. It feels like Aaron is getting comfortable. DK, good gracious, what did that do?
Man, he caught that slant house.
Holy,
awesome.
No human being that size should move that fast.
Thank you. Like, there's just certain things physics should not allow. That being one. That is a grown man. Who wants to get in front of that freight train?
Nobody.
No, thank you. So, but you're seeing them find a way to get covered. Now, I still don't love their run game. They're going to have to do some things to improve on that side. But from Pittsburgh, you got to be sitting in the catbird seat going, hey, we got what this thing can do, and we're going to go make it happen.
All right, Jeff.